Okay, we're on. Boy, it's been just difficult trying to get this phone to work. I have my cell phone that I use for my camera right now for the YouTube videos that I've been putting on. So I hope it comes out okay, and I hope it makes sense, and I hope it can help a lot of people. I feel I want to, and I'm continuing to just do this more and more because I believe this is the best venue that I can use to demonstrate what I believe in, to give to the world what I believe in, and hopefully it can help change other people's lives and helps me too. So what I'm going to start with is some of the things that I usually say a lot, and to me they're the most important part. I'll be speaking about something more specific in a while, but again, I just want to get to the most important thing that we as human beings need to do. We need to evolve, we need to grow, we need to change. That's the whole idea of the universe, it's the whole idea of life, is expansion, is change. So when we start to get that, and a lot of us, we want to do that, but it becomes so difficult. And we find ourselves going back into the same patterns over and over again. I've been fortunate to be able to break many of those patterns. And, you know, I've done all of the different things that people do to help themselves through self-help, through spirituality, through religion, through drugs, and you name it. And over the years, what I've found, especially within the past several years, is that there's a better way. I'll call it a better way. And I'm calling it that because I'm seeing a lot of what I would call evidence of living a better way. Now, there's many different things out there. There's many religions, there's many beliefs, there's many philosophies. And bottom line, what I'm going to say is I think all of them, including my stuff, will have error to it. I think there's nothing that's going to be 100%. But I do think that there's a more universal concept, belief, things that would radiate, that would be more universally true. So that's what I hope people can get in the midst of it. Does that mean you change your religion or your belief system? No, I'm not saying that. But we should not be engulfed or entrapped by anything, by anyone's religion, by anyone's dogma. I have my own dogma, but I'm not saying those things as a negative word. But in the sense that we all have a belief system and it's important to have one. And I believe very strongly when we can connect more so by learning to live this kind of life, we will more universally connect in a much better way. So with that said, the most important thing I think for us to understand and to develop is what's already inside of us, and to use what's already inside of us to even expand ourselves more so. We hear concepts like expansion of consciousness or expanding our consciousness. And that's first and foremost the most important thing. There's tools we can use to do it. I recommend using the simplest of tools that you can. And then there's the practical aspects of life, because yes, we want to develop ourselves, our consciousness, our beingness. But we want to do that in a balanced way. And the best way to do that, and the simplest practice to use, and I say this over and over again, is to learn to use what we already have, this body, this mind, and the soul will just go right along with it as over a period of time, because we might hear concept of, I want to heal my soul. The soul is universal. The soul is perfect. The spirit, or whatever you want to call this energy, this universal connection that's within us all, it's perfect, I believe. And it's up to us to just get closer and closer to it. We know where it is a lot of times. Sometimes we meditate and we just get to this space, yeah, this is it. Sometimes we can just be having a great time and we know we're right there. Sometimes people do drugs and they rely on those drugs or those other addictions. And the key point of that is that we should learn not to rely too much on anything except that which is within ourselves. So, to me, a simple practice is, again, learning to bring whatever feelings you have, especially if we're dealing with some kind of negative feeling or confusion or whatever, but no matter what it is to bring it up to your awareness. And then have a simple practice of releasing and replacing. To me, the simplest one is with the breath. And doing it this way, you're using a different kind of things. You can use your hands to express bringing it up, because there is no real direction, you see. But sometimes our minds need a tool to help us get here. It's just all about getting here. All the things you're doing, whether it's a test, a program, learning something, any kind of thing that you're doing as a tool, as a religion, or as a process, it's all about getting ourselves to be here with it. And with it, I'm saying it's important to learn to bring all that we are here at any given time, our good, our bad, and our ugly, into this place, and then trust this. And a lot of times, too, what we'll do is we'll cover it all up, because we can't just be this way in public. We have to present ourselves a certain way. Is it important to be a part of what society is about? Yes, but not be taken away by it. What's that biblical scripture? Be in the world, but not of the world. And that's important. It's a cool, very beautiful, poetic thing. So yes, we can be dressed a certain way. Okay, I do this. But in our minds, we're not doing it because we have to, or we have to impress you, or if we don't, something bad is going to happen. We're just doing it because it's a practical thing that you do in different kinds of societies that you might be a part of. Do we do everything? No, especially those things that are very negative. We don't want to do those kind of things. We want to stand against things that could really harm ourselves and other people. And there's a balanced way to stand in, to make a stand in what you truly believe. So again, it's bringing it up, whatever it is, it's releasing it. Here's a simple practice of doing it. Being conscious of everything that you're feeling, more so than the thinking. If the thinking comes up with it, that's fine. You want to be okay with expressing and being with all of that you are. You're good, what I call your good, your bad, and your ugly. Now for me, I'm just going to give you an example, of course, of where I am. Like I was rushing around trying to get this done. I had to use another phone for the camera, getting everything done. My girlfriend's shopping right now. She'll be back any time. And then there was these bills I was taking care of, and then all of these other things with my 2 jobs and whatnot, which I really love, by the way. I'm a counselor, and I also have a company that cares for people who are on the autism spectrum. Wonderful. Thank you, universe, for all these wonderful things that I'm getting, and even more and more so recently. Also, I came down with this cold or flu that's going around here, and it's supposed to be pretty virulent, is that how you say the word, this year. And so I believe I'm not really communicating in the most concrete, coherent ways, but I still think it's important to come to, and this is always a good practice, to come from this place as best you can, where you are, with who you are, all of the time, consistently. Does that mean, and that's like, and it breaks it down into 4 things basically. And that's learning to be honest with your integrity, with vulnerability, and then with risk-taking from this place. So that's what's really important, this kind of practice. Now, there's the other things that we need to do too, on maybe a more cognitive aspect of healing ourselves. You can't just kind of keep meditating and bringing things up, but that's an easiest way. You bring it up, and then you release, just release. And you can do that with a breath, and this becomes a good breath practice also. You're doing a bunch of different things at the same time. You're breathing in, and then releasing. And then you do it with each breath. As you bring the feelings up, you just bring them up. You can bring them up with a breath, and then you release it with an exhale. Inhale good stuff. Release anything negative. Inhale the good stuff. Release anything negative, or release everything. And if it's good, just keep releasing and bringing even more good in. And when I say the good stuff, it's really good to try to. This is where you can let your brain come in a little bit, but it needs to be uniquely yours, not generated by, I have to have a right word. You could say anything. You could say nonsensical things, releasing this and bring good stuff in. It doesn't matter. But that process, and try that anytime, that quickly, up, Release negative. Bring in some good, positive relaxation, maybe. Yeah, that's what I need, relaxation. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in relaxation. Stress, relaxation. And doing that quickly, one of the things you're doing, you're not just sitting in a meditative state and doing a meditation, you're actually doing a healing that can heal you deep inside because you're trying to bring up whatever is in there. Trust me, as you start practicing this, even if you don't think you can get to your emotions, layers will start to peel. You'll use your brain sometimes and you'll think about, well, wait a minute, I'm feeling guilty or I'm feeling this. That's an emotion. So you go to that one and then you bring that up and do the same thing. Release, replace, release, replace. Cool. Okay, so that's just that. The practical aspects, it's good to have a format for what you're looking for, your goals, the goals that you're going to do on a daily basis or whatever. Some people may need to write them down. It's not absolutely necessary. I would even say try to work more from within. I think you can heal quicker that way. But the practical aspects that you need to do, the cognitive things one of the key, popular therapies out there now is cognitive behavioral therapies. And I like to use a kind of cognitive behavioral therapy along with this. But always this is first and foremost, being able to be in this place. Hold on one second. I'm on the thing here, so try to keep it quiet, all right? All right, thank you. That was my girlfriend. She just got back. So anyway, and she's really cool about me when I can just do things like this on the spur of the moment. Wow, that's the other thing. The relationship I have right now is truly amazing, uncanny. Just to see the evolution of what we've gone through just in the past few years is pretty amazing. I can discuss that sometimes too if anybody wants to hear it, or some of the other things that have happened that have changed and whatnot, and the evolution in my life, in our lives. So anyway, yeah, so the practical aspects, it's very important to get a goal, thing that you might be working on again. So along with bringing it up and just releasing it that easily, and always bringing yourself back here while you're doing it. See, you can do this instead of, oh, I got to do this, I got to practice, oh, I got to do that, oh, I got to write it down, and then your mind just gets in the way too much. It's coming from here. You still may be a little confused, but you'll still be yourself, but you'll just be focusing on doing everything over a shorter period of time by practicing just bringing yourself here. You'll find it easier to do the practical kinds of things, the cognitive kinds of things, writing things down, getting your goal, reviewing over the week if you've accomplished those goals, and then without getting guilty, because this is the part that makes many of us stop, without getting guilty and continuing on. So that's all I wanted to present in my my belief system. So the last thing I want to more specifically speak about is the idea that we have sometimes that, how's it go? When you put good things in, oh yeah, this is the phrase, so some of you may know this one, garbage in, garbage out. Now there's something true to that, but to me it's much better to understand or realize that the real concept is garbage in, garbage stays in. Because what happens over a period of time is that as we continue to bombard our lives with toxic foods or environments or thoughts or feelings or people, we accumulate that within our bodies, within our minds, within our consciousness. So it's not so much that, oh, there's just garbage is going to come out. Will it come out? Yeah, but it'll spurt out. But the reason it's coming out in such a bad way maybe, or health-wise, relationship-wise, or inner feeling-wise, emotional-wise, is because we have all that stuff trapped within us. So garbage in, garbage in. And again, the simple practice to help release these things is to, even in increments, because some people it may be too overwhelming to go deep down and bring stuff up, but just do it in increments. And you'll find yourself very easy, okay, garbage, come on up. It could just be that word if you want, if it helps. Something uniquely yours. I'm going to put in good stuff now. I'm cleaning out the garbage. And doing it with the breath is good again. So, in cleaning, out garbage. In cleanse, out garbage. In cleanse, out garbage. In cleanse, out garbage. However you want to do that. Okay, so that's about it. I got this one done. Again, these aren't the most professional of tapes, but I hope that they will resonate with people. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me through my email at ronfiggy at gmail.com. That's RONFIGGY at gmail.com. Or you can go on my website. I think one of the names is ronholisticcounselor.com, or you can find out more about me on my Psychology Today page. You know, you can just type my name or my business title, Holistic Counseling Services. And I hope that you will continue on with your journey, realizing that the journey is right here. The idea of awareness and presence, all those things are absolutely necessary. But even with that, remember, they're just words to bring you here. Not, being in the now, no, that's not it. Being in the now and observing and seeing that you're here. And then it's more of a knowing, being in the knowing or the believing. And in that, there may be doubt, and there needs to be doubt. Because here's something, I know this is going to be controversial with a lot of people too. Some people think you have to have all faith in something, whether it's your religion or whatever. I believe very strongly the best type of faith is to have some doubt. Because with that doubt, it helps to motivate you to grow even more. And I think that process will continue on forever. So there you go. Bless you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.